Hey everybody, how are you? This is Mike Zagari with Go Physical Therapy and Wellness, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about posture. So let's get started. Now, I have to admit at times I am guilty of this. When I'm sitting here working, sometimes when I'm driving, I tend to slouch, and that's something that I am continuously trying to work on because I know of the implications as I get older. In fact, most postural issues that seniors have start while they're in their 30s and 40s, and usually by the age of 50s, early 60s, it's pretty much set in stone that they're going to have this postural issue. So it's important while you're young to reduce the risk of having poor posture as you age, because there are a lot of consequences to having poor posture. For one of the biggest things that come to mind is pain. Poor posture puts a lot of pressure on joints. It causes muscles to get stretched out. It causes other muscles to shorten and maybe spasm, which could cause a ton of pain. It also can impair your balance. When your center of gravity is beyond your base of support, your legs, if it's going forward or a certain direction, it can cause a reduced sense of balance and an increased likelihood of falling. Obviously, poor posture can cause a reduced muscle strength, because if the muscles aren't in proper alignment, they're not going to contract the way they should. So your extensors, the muscles in the back, are going to become very, very weak, while the muscles in the front tend to become too strong or too tight, and they're not as powerful as they should be as well. It could also cause difficulty in breathing, difficulty in sleeping, and a host of other issues. So here is a look at the most common type of postural impairment that affects seniors, and this is called thoracic kyphosis, also known as humpback. And this is something that I see very, very often, predominantly in females, but I've seen it in males. I know some dentists who have poor posture, you can see this very often. And this starts very young, and it's basically something that we've grown into, and it just simply gets worse over the years because our body doesn't have the strength to fight gravity and stand up nice and straight. So here we go. This person has a forward head, rounded shoulders, thoracic kyphosis, and the hip angle is reduced over here because their hips and their ribs are very close together because they're bent forward at the spine. So this is very, very typical. And how we measure this in physical therapy, we could either simply take a look at their ears and their shoulders and their hips and their knees and know that they're quite out of alignment. Another test that I recommend, and this is something to note, is that I recommend standing up against the wall and having the person stand nice and straight with their shoulders back and their head up, keeping their gaze up, and measure the distance between the back of their head and the wall. Now, if this is greater than 4 centimeters, I do recommend getting an X-ray for a compression fracture. This doesn't mean that they necessarily have a compression fracture, but it does warrant getting an X-ray to look into something like that. Another test that we do is we check to see if we can fit, now I have big fingers, but we check to see if we can fit 4 fingers between the ribs and the pelvis. And if that's possible, then that's not suggestive of a compression fracture. But if you can't get 4 fingers in that area, that means they're bent forward, and that is just suggestive of a compression fracture. So again, compression fracture. So I do recommend at that point getting an X-ray. So what are some of the other consequences and implications of having poor posture? A lot of people say that it also affects their mood. They're just not happy because of the way they look. They're constantly down. They're not proud of the way they look. And that's a big deal too. We want people to be proud and go out and do the things that they love to do, be happy when they socialize, and not be self-conscious of poor posture. So that's another negative thing about poor posture. So I hope you found this video to be very informative, and if you have any questions relating to posture, let me know. Upcoming videos, we're going to be talking more about what you can do to improve your posture. But if you have any questions, feel free to email me or message me below and leave a comment. I'd be more than happy to help out. Wishing you all health and happiness, and have a fantastic day.